Good morning. Happy Tuesday after the 4th of Freedom July. The 4th of Freedom July. Wow. Freedom. One of my favorite words and one of my top 5 values, hands down. Freedom. Freedom. Today we're going to talk about the best thing you can be. The best thing you can be is yourself and your power. Think about this. The best way you can be is yourself and your fullest power. And yet most of us automatically show up in our pain. Don't love that word so much, right? Pain. But it's true. And that's what we want to talk about today. At least that's what I'm called to talk about today. Is the best way to show up is you in your power versus our pain. Because majority of the time, we're showing up in the pain of still desiring something more, but settling for what is, because life is safe, familiar, good. How you doing? Good. I'm good. Well, I want to do this. I want to have this. I want to experience this. I desire this. I'm longing for this. I'm discontent here. There's a lot of resistance over here, and I'm challenged by that. And this just happened too. But I'm good because my life is very predictable and familiar. And this isn't right or wrong, good or bad. It's what's inside of us that needs to be or deserves to be activated, if so you choose so, is the power to experience the potential and the possibilities at any given time. At any given time. We give all our power away to the pain of not having enough, of not being enough, of not doing enough, of what if this happens, if I do this and that's not familiar, so that's scary. Because in the space of uncertainty is a gazillion possibilities, and I guarantee at least one, if not a couple hundred of them, would fire and fill you up in ways you've never experienced before. So do we choose to live in our pain or our power? And what are we giving our power away to stay in the stuckness of the pain that maybe isn't that painful? And to be honest, most of my clients that I work with, life is really good. I have other clients that are like, dang, if I could just get to this really good, life would be great. But we're always evolving into the next thing, but not rushing, evolving, experiencing all there is, whether this chapter is a month long or this chapter is a decade long, because it's a lifetime when you add it all up. But many of us choose to live in the pain of the familiar, but still desiring more. And then our brain tells us, again, we're not good enough. You can't have it. That's not for you. But we listen to it, and it's lies. Lies. Especially if somebody's already experienced it, it's proof that if you desire it, you deserve it too. It's proof. If you need the visible proof, you have it. And we decide to stay in this pain to avoid another pain of success, of failure, of, wow, if I do that, I can lose it all. If you can gain it all and you can lose it all, do you think you could gain it all again? I don't know. What do you believe? I know what I believe. And I know the belief that I allow my clients to borrow from me when they don't believe. And the belief that I borrow from my coaches and my mentors when I'm testing my belief. Because as we live, we're either choosing one pain over the other. We're choosing default or by design. Are you living by default? Automatic behaviors and patterns, familiar, life's good, coasting through, no complaints, but I desire more. More health, more happiness, more love, more connection, more wealth in all the ways that I just listed, the richness of it all. And yes, financials get to go with it. Financials get to go with it. Money is a beautiful energetic exchange. Money is a great way to experience lots of freedoms in this life. But why do we give it so much power? Why do we allow it to make us feel so much pain? So I invite you to consider that your power and your beingness can really come from three other P's. Three other P's besides pain. The pain that we're avoiding, that may never happen in our abundance of our future, of the what ifs, the what ifs, the what ifs that don't feel so good, that are scary, that will probably never happen. But we believe it could be true, and so true that we don't take the chance. We don't step into our power and go for it. Every inspirational story out there, someone went for it. They got out of their head and into their heart, and they had an unshakable trust, an unshakable belief. Whether it was in themselves or they borrowed somebody else's or the divine. So the three P's I invite you to tap into today as you are aware of your pain, because pain will show up. Pain will show up. It might not be like really painful. It might just be a little uncomfortable and familiar and safe. And it might be take you to your knees pain. It might be a physical pain that takes you to your knees. It might be an emotional, spiritual, mental pain that takes you to your knees. But I invite you to sit in the awareness of possibility. I invite you to sit in the awareness of potential. Potential versus performance. Potential in the present moment. Potential and what's possible in the present moment. Possibilities, potentials, presence, those P's as you step into your power for the 100th time, millionth time, or the first time. And don't worry about the how. The how is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is how you respond and the awareness of the present moment, because life is happening now, not 5 seconds ago, not 3 days ago, not an hour from now, not 5 days from now. Now. And you can step into your power, the possibilities of the potential in the beauty of the present moment. Or we can play it safe in the familiar and settle with the pain. Pain that we give so much power to. Why? God, source, universe, whoever you believe in, the divine that is connected to our souls, the energy that creates energetics for our heart to beat, our nervous system to function. It did not want us to live in pain. It wanted us to learn, don't touch the hot stove again, but to experience all the beauty and the wonder and the gifts and the lives that are part of this journey. The journey, the gift, the presence, our beingness and how we show up. To love, to serve, to be in our power. In our power. This is deep today, guys and gals, very deep. And it's deep because that's where the presence is. That's where the potential is. That's where the activations are. This is where we integrate into who we are, what we stand for. Living life by design because we get to choose. We get to choose to live out the juiciest dreams and desires that are found in our heart, in our soul, because they were in us, they're for us. Or we can live by default. And if default is good and you're happy there, then really, really embrace the happiness there. Feel it. And then I challenge you to see this and something more. Because life isn't this or that you have to choose. It's not a you can have this or you can have that. You can have a successful business or you can be a dedicated parent. I believe, and I know it's a yes and. You get to have both. You get to have both if that's what you desire. And just stop comparing yourself to the others out there. There's others that inspire you, great, but that's their journey. It's there to ignite within you, activate within you what's possible. But that's their journey. Yours could be similar, but it's still going to be very different. And that's the exciting part of the possibility in the beingness of you, uniquely you in your power, not in your pain. So I'm sending you away with so much love. Tap into these 3 Ps. Allow yourself to trust yourself, to know in your heart, not just in your head. There's so much possibility. There's so much potential for you in your power at any given present moment. So how are you going to choose to show up? Because you can't mess it up. You cannot mess it up. So how are you going to choose to show up? Now that you know this, I'll send you on your way, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. So much love.